Live from the Golden Rule in Georgetown, Texas, this is the Eagle Nation Coaches Show with head coach Chuck Griffin. The Golden Rule, the official sponsor of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show, is located at 606 South Church Street in Georgetown, Texas. Eats, drinks, unmatched atmosphere. Above all else, goodwill, friendship, and kind regard. And now, here's your host, the voice of your Georgetown Eagles, Wally Harmon.
We're finally on air. I tell you what, it's been a long year. It's been a long time coming, Kelly. I'm Wally Harmon alongside Kelly Duvall. We're here in the locker room, Decals with Dads, and we're finally going. I tell you what, if you don't have one issue the first night of the season, it wouldn't be the season. But, man, what a time. We're back, Kelly, and football is upon us. And the tradition that has started amongst other teams. Coach Griffin talked about it Monday night at the Booster Club meeting. This has been a tradition he's had here at Georgetown, but other coaches have taken it and run with it, and it's an opportunity for these dads to come in, prep the helmets for their sons. That personal touch. Dad prepped my helmet before my the first varsity game of the year, and then a chance to write them a note, leave it in their locker. The boys will find these tomorrow. Their helmets will be game ready for Friday, and what a night it's going to be. We'll be on the road, 7:30 kick at Copperas Cove to take on the Copperas Cove again this year in preseason, but an opportunity for these Eagles to start off on a big first game. Chuck Griffin like a tough preseason. Well,
We get to see some dads that we haven't seen in some time and say hello again. The Georgetown athletic program just makes us feel at home and feel part of the family. So we're as excited as these dads are. Ready to go.
SHN Sports will have all the games live here every Friday night. Copperas Cove is a 7:30 kickoff this Friday night on the road to open things up. And then the rest of the season, it's a 7 o'clock start. So we'll be on the air typically 30 to 45 minutes before. We've got the pregame show to bring you. And so we'll have opportunities to have coaches interviews. We'll throw out the forecast with Doppler Dave. He'll be with us live on the sidelines. Some upgrades in technology this year we've been allowed to do thanks to some great sponsors. I think more than anything, we need to make sure we credit and give thanks to tonight's sponsor, the Golden Rule. They will be the host of each and every Coaches Show live Wednesday night here on SHN. We will be at the Golden Rule, 606 West Church Street, I believe is the address. I tell you what, phenomenal food, phenomenal atmosphere. Come out and join the Coaches Show. Have fun with us, but hopefully just a new atmosphere this year.
Really excited because the Golden Rule is excited to have us there. It's going to be a great location, great food, good time, good atmosphere. When it cools off a little bit, we can move out on the patio and just have a great time there. And we're going to be bringing you some great broadcasts, folks.
So the Golden Rule, the sponsor of the Coaches Show, live here tonight at the locker room as these dads go to work on these helmets. We'll get Coach Griffin here on our first break here in just a moment. But Kelly, an opportunity. We see these businesses. SHN has gone out. You've hit and I'm going to give all the credit to yourself. You've done a fantastic job for our broadcast to get some sponsorship in to make this product even better. The sideline equipment that Dave's going to get to enjoy. We'll be able to have better interviews with the coaches right after the game, halftime, right before the game, and just real-time reporting from the sidelines as well when we are able to with Dave. But just an opportunity to make sure, no matter what, we highlight these kids and put out the best product to highlight. Man, you look at the names coming back. Drayden Dickman committed to the University of Rice here in the offseason, getting ready to watch him in his senior year. Marquise, as Mr. Dickman walks by, Marquise Dominguez coming back, another wide receiver that is going to play a significant role. Andrew Petter, the superb sophomore, coming back for his junior year, bigger, faster, stronger. A new quarterback under the helm, something that we haven't said in 3 years. Darson Herman now at the University of Houston, and now Tucker Griffin steps under center or behind the center in the shotgun snap to come about and run this offense. And so a few changes here and there, but then some names on the defensive side. In Lewis, Michael Valenta, Leo Diaz, Brandon Stovall Hawkins, Jacob Falconsec. So many of those names coming back to make an – and don't forget the district MVP on the line. Broden Elliott. I almost forgot. I apologize.
And there's also going to be a name that we have called for years, last name of Leggett. The youngest Leggett's coming through this year. So
Landry Leggett will be.
You're going to hear that name again.
Let's take a quick timeout. Let's come back before Kelly has to leave, and let's chat with Coach Chuck Griffin.
Let's do that.
And get him on here to kick off this year and bring you some more Decals of Dads and the Eagle Nation Coaches Show live here on SHN. We'll be right back with you. Let the fight song bring us back in as we're joined now live by head coach Chuck Griffin. Coach.
Sorry, Coach, I'm going to scoot you over a little bit. There we go. All right, we got to get close.
You've been prepping for this year, but it all kind of comes to fruition tonight. These helmets are being prepared by these parents. The boys get to crack some different heads on Friday night at Copper's Cove.
Yeah.
What's the season look like? Welcome to the year.
Yeah, we're excited. We got a great group of kids and had a big meeting this last weekend just to kind of solidify things as a team. It was a players-only meeting with me, and man, I'm excited about our group. A pretty special senior group, really small for us, but it is a special group of kids, and I'm really excited about what they're going to do.
Some things we talked about before we brought you on. Some returning names that people in the viewers and the fans are familiar with.
Sure.
Drayden Dickman, Marquise Dominguez, In Lewis, Michael Valenta, names that go.
Yep.
But for the first time, a new quarterback in 3 years.
Yeah.
Darson Herman's moved on, and now Tucker steps in. Tucker Griffin steps in his senior year. Is there pressure on him that we would expect, or is it he's ready to go? He knows these players, and he's been with them long enough to settle in pretty quick.
He does. He knows these guys. He's been playing with these guys, since he's been back in Georgetown, and he's always been the starting quarterback. Last year was a new role for him to not be the guy, and have to sit and play a lot of special teams and do those kind of things. But, he took this group as his sophomore year, the COVID year, and they went undefeated and won a district championship. And, so it's a good group of guys, and he's really comfortable leading. He's ready to step in and take charge, and he's been working on this a long time too. There might be some pressure that he puts on himself, that is typical of a coach's kid and typical of a competitor and a quarterback. So there's probably a little pressure he puts on himself, but not any from us. We have high expectations out of our quarterback, out of him, just like we do every other player. So there's high expectations, but I think he's ready to live up to those.
We saw him in the hallway whenever we were coming out, and he's always really courteous, really polite, big smile on his face. He didn't have a smile on his face today. It's almost like it's game week. There was some tension in that young man's face. And all the boys, when they came by, they always talk to us. They see us. They talk to us. It's just a different atmosphere.
Might have been because we just got done running. That might have been part of it. We did a little conditioning after the weight room today, so that might have been part of it.
Hey, let me know when y'all are going to do that again so I can come up and watch, because I'm not jumping in there.
Now, separate the coach's side of it to a dad's side of it. That's going to be – everyone's going to wonder about that. We wonder about that. You're in a position that not a lot of dads get in life.
Yeah.
You're not only the varsity football coach of a very big program that's well known amongst the state, but then the dad of the starting quarterback. Sure. What does it mean on a personal level this year to know that your son's under the helm to start things off and to run this team?
From a dad perspective, it's cool to watch. He's been working on this. When he played Pee Wee football, he was the center because we had an older, lighter quarterback, and he was the only one that could shotgun snap. So he played center, and we started playing some flag in the spring. He's like, Dad, I want to be a quarterback. So he started working on that, and I was a quarterback coach, so that's what he wanted to do. And it's been something he's been really working hard at since he was 10 or 11 years old. So it's cool to see that he's finally those rewards are paying off, and he's ready to go and excited about what he's doing and taking charge. He's a good leader. He does a good job out there leading practice and leading our kids.
We got to see him play a little bit last year behind Darson in some mop-up duty, but one of the things that really stood out was the question's always, it's coach's son. He's an accurate passer. Mm-hmm. He stays in the pocket well, doesn't panic.
Yeah,
that speaks to his readiness. For this year.
Yeah, he'll be a different style quarterback than Darson was. Darson was such a big kid and an athletic kid, and and a really good runner. And then that's not Tucker. Tucker's much more of a pocket passer,
right,
and has a really good head for the game. And so he's ready to do kind of lead in his own way. And that's what our coaching staff does a really good job of. And we always have. I think here is adjusting to what we have and to our players are, so I'm excited for him.
So let's go to the other side of the football for just a couple of minutes, because I'm excited about the defense. Mm-hmm. And I know we lost a lot on defense, but there's some talent on that defense. And that defensive pass rush has some athletes out there. Sure. You got to be excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited. We've it's great to get Coach Nicky back in here, and I worked with Tim. I guess it was 13, 14, 15, maybe 16. We worked together, and known him for a long time and watched what he's done at Cedar Park and Willis, and man, he brings a lot of energy.
We're not supposed to say that name.
And I don't care.
I know, I'm joking.
So man, he brings so much energy to practice and to what we're doing, even to our office. And so really excited about having him here and what he's doing scheme-wise. Michael Valenta up front is just big and strong, and has got a year under his belt, so he's going to be ready to go. And
and you got Daniel
Bina moved back, and he is a big threat inside. And,
that's a big boy. He has grown.
He is, and he's explosive off the ball. Brandon Stovall's back at defensive end, and really moving something that's a little bit better for him out of a 3-man front to 4-man front, put him on the edge. So that'll help a little bit, just him because of his stature. Ian Lewis back. And then another linebacker we had played a good bit. He was kind of in Tucker's role last year defensively. He's Jacob Falconsec. He's one of our state championship baseball players and was able to come in, and he's going to be one of our starting linebackers this year. And
with Coach Nicky coming back, don't worry, I'm not going to ask you about scheme and giving away scheme and all that, but the style of coaching is just different. Not better words, just different.
Yeah, for sure.
How does that? How have the players reacted to that?
It has been, he brings so much energy to what he's doing. I mean, even hear this out of his classroom stuff. He brings so much energy to that man, they're they're excited.
Right.
There's a lot of energy in practice. They're flying around, and we've got some key things we're looking for every day. And it's grading film on what they're doing every single day. And, I mean, that's just great to see.
Well, when Coach Pat was a legend around here.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
And we'll miss Coach Pat. Hi, Coach. I actually saw him at HEB the other day, and he looked like he was retired.
Yeah, probably tan.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But you replace a legendary coach, that hire is important. Making the right hire is important. And bringing in that energy has got to be part of that, right?
And Tim worked with Pat. He was a defensive line coach for Pat when Pat was our coordinator at one time. So, he relates well. He understands the Georgetown way and who we are. He gets out. It was tough to replace all our guys. We had such good men and such good coaches. So all those guys leaving, and Coach Geary's gone on and had a chance to be defensive coordinator somewhere and doing a great job there, I'm sure. And so, I'm really looking forward to see what our coaches do. It's a great atmosphere in our office, man. Really competitive. Which bleeds over into the kids too.
I unfortunately have to go pretty quick, but I did want to say one thing publicly. You guys have made us feel like family. We appreciate you and your willingness to help us make these broadcasts as good as they can be. Thank you to you and your staff and these players for letting us do this. We have a blast doing this. Thank you for letting us, SHN, be a part of this.
You guys do a fantastic job, and you're great for our community. You're great for our kids. Anything that's going to promote our kids and put our kids out there, I'm all for.
And I tell you what, that's what we talk about this, from basketball to baseball to football. That gap in the summer is so boring. We text all the time about, is it football time yet? Can we talk about football yet? Will our wives let us start talking about football? Can we text Coach yet? Is it time? You had a busy summer. You guys went to a lot of camps. A lot of these players do. Talk about that in the readiness of this team when you were talking. Kelly's out of here.
I'm sorry, I've got a commitment.
All right, man.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you, guys.
Friday night.
And we will see y'all Friday night.
And we talk about it. We talked about this a couple of times where we were discussing the fact of these players are nonstop year-round. It seems like anymore. Yeah. Where do these players sit now as they get ready for the game week and all that summertime that they're investing in camps and putting themselves out there? How does the team look at?
I think it just helps them skill-wise, to go to those things. And it's so much different than when we were a kid and it was football and there was basketball and there was baseball and then you were off. It's completely different now, and it is. It's to be honest with you, it's a tough ask, and I think at some point we're going to have to kind of question what we're doing because we're putting so much on our kids. Our kids get to come summer strength and conditioning. We get to work football skills. They're playing 707 and maybe a club 707 team, and then if they want to go to college and they're not a top 300 athlete, well, they got to go to camps. So now they're going to camps too, and to be honest, we took some time off in the summer and took some time off from football. We still worked out, and then we took a week or so off before we got started just to let them rest and recuperate and be ready to go. From a skills perspective, it's great, because they get to work on those skills, get to hone those in. And the deal is football is such a physical sport that's a little bit different, I think, than playing other things year-round. There's no sign. All the science out there right now saying whatever you're doing, don't do it year-round. Doesn't matter if it's football, doesn't matter if it's baseball, doesn't matter if it's basketball.
And that
be a multi-sport athlete.
Speaking of that, a couple of the names you named about on defense, Brandon Stovall-Hawkins, Jacob Falconsec, both members of the baseball team. Yep. Brandon Stovall, had just this past week, tweeted out that he had received an offer to go play baseball at college.
Yep.
What does that say about those two kids specifically, just because I recognize the names from baseball all year and now into football, that they can turn it around and now to come to another sport and be key contributors for this football team?
It's really difficult to be a multi-sport athlete, and I had that conversation with all of them, that it's difficult to do because we don't change what we're asking out of you. It takes a lot of cooperation between head coaches, Coach Vieira and I, Coach Canfield and I, and Coach Taylor, our track coach, and I. And our new wrestling coach, Coach Sandoval, we encourage multi-sport athletes. You'll see later in our season we'll give out a big award for some multi-sport athletes from this past season. So we encourage that. It takes a lot of work on the coach's part to get it organized, and you got to be willing to give a little bit, and let those guys go do some baseball things, and the baseball time, let them go do some football things. But, man, I'm really excited. Another one is Luke Holly, is a young guy on the baseball team, and is going to be a varsity player with us as well. So, here's the deal. It's one of those things that if you're good enough to play at the next level, you're going to be good enough to play at the next level, right? So man, enjoy high school. Exactly. Have a blast doing what you're doing, and that's what I encourage them. That for the vast majority of them, their athletic career ends at high school. Yeah. So do everything you can do and have a blast.
How is your team ready for this Friday to be able to go up against a different team? It's going to be a tough team, a 6A opponent like Copper's Cove. We saw him last year. This coach has been is a newer coach. How ready is this team just to finally hit somebody else that's not there?
We are. I think we're ready to go play somebody else. Our scrimmage was cut short a little bit the other night because of the weather. We were trying to cram it in between rainstorms, and so it's cut a little short. But I really feel like we're ready to go play somebody else. And Coach Johnson, came from WT Wyatt up in Metroplex, and I know he's doing a good job. Maybe you just look at the program. It's healthier. He's doing a really good job getting them ready. You can watch on film, and they're really well coached. And they got some studs. They got Michael Uini's got an offer from Alabama and Georgia and 40 other schools. And they got a receiver's got an offer from Cal. So they're a good quality football team that we're going to be ready to go play.
As we look at we called it the Chuck Griffin-like preseason schedule, the non-district schedule. Another tough one this year at Copper's Cove, Vista Ridge at home, then at Liberty Hill. Three tough opponents.
Yep.
Still on that same theory, prepare these guys for a tough
you got to prepare them. I mean, our district's gotten a lot tougher. Picking up College Station and A&M Consolidated, I mean, they're number 4 and 6 in the state, I think. So picking them up is going to be tough in our district play. I really think we're sitting in last year's district. I think we're sitting ready to compete for the district championship. This year, we got a couple of tough roads to hoe, and we got to get out ready to go out there and perform our best. So these 3 games leading up to that are going to help us prepare for that. Help us prepare. I mean, you got a state finalist in Liberty Hill. You got a 6A opponent in Vista Ridge that they've had a couple of rough years. But man, we watch them on film because they scrimmage Cove and they look really good. Coach Scott's been there a couple of years now and is kind of turning the corner with them. So we got 2 big 6A opponents, and that's always tough when you get into depth and those kind of things. But we're excited about the year and excited where we're going.
The schedule kind of goes in our favor this year with the new district. Both of the College Station teams are both home games.
Unless you're a JV coach. They're not real fired about that.
And then next year we have to turn around and go back to College Station twice. Does that help at all with this and trying to get used to it, or is it just one of those, hey, the odds fell this way and we're just going to play it?
I mean, the odds just fell this way. If you don't know how that works, when they give our UIL district out, they give you a ranking. You're not a ranking, but you're Georgetown year 1, Eastview year 2, or whatever, and then you just draw lots, and that's what number you are. And then you look at your schedule, and 1 plays 4 and 3 plays 5, and that works your schedule out. So we just kind of luck of the draw. That's the way it ended up for us. So, we got a couple Thursday night games, which are tough. Not real fired about playing Glenn, a slot T team on a Thursday night, week 9. That's a tough one too.
Cutting short your practice week.
Yeah, and just a difficult scheme like that, but. Playing those 2 big guys at home, that's great. It's always great to play at home, so that's good.
You said a name that's familiar amongst the city of Georgetown, Eastview, back in the same district.
Yep.
What's that mean to these kids to play against boys that they know, but it's a competition at that point?
Yeah. No, I think they're excited. I think it'll be great for our community. Any competition is good. It'll be a great turnout. There'll be a lot of people here, and Coach Wall, he's another Georgetown guy. Coached in between my stints when I was a coordinator. He was a coordinator in between, and I did a tremendous job when he was here, and he's going to do a great job there, no doubt. So it'll be exciting to get into that game, and we're the visitor this year, this first time, but we haven't played in, I guess, probably 4 years. So we're excited about going out and playing them as well.
It'll be fun for the kids. Friday night we won't be friends, but after we can talk.
Yeah, for sure.
But just to get that intertown rivalry, baseball termed it the Crosstown Classic. We've always called it the Battle of the San Gabriel.
Yeah.
It's just good to see that atmosphere of this whole town coming together in so many different colors to represent and watch these kids.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That'll be fun to watch.
Yep.
Let's take a quick time out. We'll let Coach Griffin get back on it Friday night, 7:30 at Copper's Cove. We'll be live on the air about 6:50 and bring you the game live on SHN Sports. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, man.
Here on
Appreciate
Decals
you.
for Dads. Next week, We're at the new Golden Rule.
Golden Rule.
We're excited.
Yeah.
We want everyone to come out. It's great to have these community businesses come out and want to be a part of this and to bring the community in. They're going to do a special menu to make it reasonable and affordable for everybody so these players can come in and enjoy it. But come and join Coach next Wednesday night live from the Golden Rule. We'll take a quick time out. Back in just a minute on Decals with Dads. We're back live here. Decals with Dad, the Eagle Nation Coaches Show, brought to you by the Golden Rule, 606 West Church Street. Next week, we'll be there every Wednesday night. The host of the Georgetown Eagle Nation Coaches Show tonight here in the locker room. And, man, we're joined. I've heard all about you, Coach, and so I'm excited. Coach Nicky comes in, the new defensive coordinator. Well, I say new. The back new with Georgetown. He left for a while, now back. Welcome back to Georgetown.
Thank you.
How excited are you to be here?
Oh man, I can't really even put into words how excited I am to be back. Georgetown has always been a place that is near and dear to our heart. It was my first job coming out, and to be honest with you, it's been a model of everywhere I've been. Trying to kind of recreate what we do here and what the blueprint is, and GTDNA and all of that stuff, and just the brand of kid, and just everything about this place, the community, all that stuff. It's just a great place to be, and I'm fired up to be back. We
get a retirement like Coach Patterson. He leaves and rides into the sunset. Was a great career, great coach here. How hard was it for you to say yes when the position came open and they came calling?
Not hard at all. This is a job that I've wanted really my entire career since I started out. Following Pat is something that is special to me. He gave me a shot starting out as a young coach, and that's something that not a lot of people will do. And he kind of took me under the wing, and really a lot of the stuff that you're going to see out of us defensively is stuff that he taught me, coming in the game as a young coach. So, it's the decision wasn't hard because Georgetown is Georgetown, and it's a place that I want to be and I want my family to be. But following Pat is something that is going to be extremely special.
We keep hearing about the word energy tied into Coach Nicky. That energy that you bring, one, in the classroom, which is more important. Take sports out of it. It's more important to these student athletes. But then that energy that comes to the coach's office, but then goes to the field and to these players. Is that natural for Coach Nicky, and is that even energized more by coming back to Georgetown? Because it's crazy to have talked to some of these dads through the week, and I see them during the summertime, but they talk about this energy that you bring. Talk about that as you bring it back to Georgetown, and what this defense is responding to that as you bring your system back.
Yeah, it's something that, that's just what you're going to get with me, and it is what it is. I can't really turn it off. It's not something that I actively try and do. To be honest with you, I just wish I was still playing. I love the game. I respect it, and, I'm going to give everything I got to it at all points in time. And that's kind of how I carry myself, just like you said, throughout the classroom and everywhere. It's just, I'm a positive guy. That's how I like to approach things, and high energy is just kind of just how I was wired, and so it's just something that I bring to the field every day, and I think it's something that defensively you have to have, and I think sometimes offensive guys are a little bit more reserved in how they do things, but we're defensive guys, and we're getting after it, and we're balls to the wall, and we're flying around and doing those things, and I expect that, and I want that out of our players, and that's what they're going to get from me. So it's kind of coaching by example and showing them how to do it, and our kids have done a great job. They're taking it and run with it.
Some names that come back this year that played a lot last year as juniors and underclassmen in Lewis, Michael Valenta, Leo Diaz, Jacob Falconsec, Brandon Hawkins Stovall, and then to bring back Daniel Obina. How ready is this defense to get after it and finally get to tackle and hit somebody else besides their own teammates?
They are fired up, man. It's always that way, coming into a new season and getting to hit somebody else and put it on for real. But this group especially, I think that they've done a good job and buying into what I'm selling and getting forward to that, and we're just ready to put it on display. And that's what I've been telling them since the moment I got here. We are preparing for something that's going to be really special this year. And so I think that they kind of feel that and they know that. And just like you said, we have so many key pieces that can make this group really, really special. And I've told them that from day one. I've seen special groups and I know what they look like, and this can be that. And so really I think that they're just ready to let it loose and show the state and the nation kind of what we have, and they're ready to get after it.
The shortened kind of forced in their scrimmage against Rudder. Didn't get to have a full scrimmage. How'd the defense look there as they got a chance to at least hit somebody else for a little bit? Yeah,
I think we started the scrimmage really, really well. I don't know that they got a first down in their first 20-some-odd snaps. So that's good, and flying around. I think later in the scrimmage, and it's kind of one of those deals. And like I tell the kids, man, we're just trying, and they're going to hear stuff from me constantly, and they're going to hear about my philosophy and all that stuff. And it's hard to shut somebody out, and it's hard to keep your foot on that throat and learn that mentality, and you can't get bored with it, and that's what I tell them, and I preach it to them that night and going forward. It's not what happened last drive, whether we went 3 and out or whether we gave up a touchdown, man. We got to get out and get after it. I think our communication needs to improve just a bit, but other than that, I think they played lights out. I think they were really good. I think it was good to get it under the belt, and kind of get them used to me coaching on the sideline, me coaching with the other guys and all that stuff. But I think it was a great scrimmage. I'm glad, just like you said, we got it in. I think it was super helpful for us. But yeah, we're super fired up to put it on display for real this week.
Coach Nick, thanks for joining us live here at Decals with Dads in the Locker Room. Friday night, 7:30 at Copper's Cove.
Come on, be out.
It hits.
Let's do it.
EFND in full effect as we go on the road to open the season against a 6A opponent like Copper's Cove. Thanks for joining us tonight. Any shout-outs? I know we've got a family.
Oh, heck yeah. Shout out to my wife, 2 kids at home with the grandma, so they're all tucking in bed, getting ready to go. So other than that, we're good, man.
Thanks for taking your time tonight.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
We'll take a quick time out, come back with Mr. Petter, the Booster Club Board President, and wrap up Decals with Dads. You're listening live on SHN Sports. Back here live in the Eagle football locker room for Decals with Daz, about to wrap things up, but joined now by the Eagle Football Booster Club president, Mr. Petter, joins us tonight. An opportunity, you being the board president, but yet a son on this team, got to come in here tonight, prepare the helmet. What's that mean to you as a dad to be a part of that? Before we get to the Booster Club stuff, as a dad, what's it mean to come in here and be able to help your son in kind of just a special moment?
Oh, it's always nice to see all the other dads and chat with them, and then at the end, put something in their locker, give them some encouragement for the year.
How excited as a dad are you for this year? Andrew had a great year last year as a sophomore. Comes back, he's grown, gotten stronger, going to be a vital part of this offense. As a dad, how ready are you to watch Friday nights with your son out there?
Yeah, I'm excited. It seems like it's been a long time coming up to this, preparing for all this, and excited to see how he does and how the rest of the team does, what they put together out there on the field.
A different look for him this year. Darson Herman's gone. Tucker Griffin takes over the quarterback spot to start things off against Coppers Cove Friday night. But to have players like Andrew and Drayden Dickman, Marquise on the offensive side that are returning a full year under their belt together to support a new quarterback, a new setup there as Darson has moved to the University of Houston. And so it'll be fun to watch how they support him and make all the pressure not on the quarterback position this year to step up. And we're excited. We've been talking all summer. Kelly and I texting back and forth. Can we start talking about football yet? Well, our wives let us talk about football. Can we text Coach yet about the team? And so, but now flip to the Booster Club side. As a president, this Booster Club has been full board all summer long. Meet the Eagles just this past Saturday night. Heard great things about it. A great turnout. What's the latest for the Booster Club for this program?
Right, like you said, Meet the Eagles was a really great event. We had a lot of people turn out, a lot of community support, a lot of companies pitched in and individuals. So we had a really successful Meet the Eagles. And then just looking forward to this week, plus we have the JV games coming up. We have some concession stands running there, with some really good stuff in the concession stands. And then we'll tailgate on the road in Coppers Cove at 5 o'clock at I think it's a Giovanni's, a good little Italian restaurant that we went to last year. They're giving us a little room to tailgate with about 40 people. So.
And now the home games, we turn around the next week. Vista Ridge is back here at Georgetown, and we continue the tailgate tradition here, but a little bit different on it. We're not going to have guys out there slaving away cooking for 4 or 5 hours. We've got some community involvement. Is everyone still invited to that and want to come out and enjoy that while we welcome that team in?
Definitely. I believe we'll start eating about 5 o'clock, and like you said, we're looking leaning on the community. J.D. Stovall's done a lot of good legwork, getting different restaurants to pitch in and give us some food for those tailgates, so we can enjoy it and not be slaving away cooking, like you said. And then usually at 5:30, the band and the football team march through, and that's one of my favorite parts of the whole.
I tell you what, last year the first game when it first happened, it's something I'd never seen, and then to sit in there and watch as this line forms to create a tunnel for these players. It was just so fun to watch and to be a part of, and to see the intensity of these players as they know, hey, it's time to go put on a show and to perform and compete, and it's something to be a part of. The only thing we ask, make sure as you come out to the thing, pitch into the donation, help out the Booster Club. It all comes back to help out these players, this program, and this beautiful locker room. Some of the upgrades that the Booster Club was able to help with, the flooring in here. I was enjoying this tonight. They did it in such a quick turnaround here in the last month. These new lockers with the lighting. These kids don't hurt for much. The parents in this program do their best to make it fun for these kids and a great experience.
You're right. Yeah, definitely.
Booster Club meetings. How important are those, and to try to get people out and get them involved?
Oh, they're real important. I mean, for one, you come and see your kid on the highlights, see how the team is doing, get the coach's perspective on how the whole program is doing from the freshman up to the varsity.
Every Monday night now that the season started, we'll have a Booster Club meeting?
Yes. So probably, I don't know what we do on the bye week. Probably skip one of those Mondays, but other than that, yeah.
And it's here in the field house. We have it in the conference room, I guess is what it's called. But the coaches come in, show highlights from the week before, talk about players of the week, and you get to see all that, which is awesome. And then to discuss business and make sure that this Booster Club continues to fight forward to help this program out to support these student athletes.
Right.
6 o'clock Monday nights. Join us live here in the field house. Everyone's welcome. Be a member of this Booster Club. I've been impressed in the last year of how much involvement is here in Georgetown, of all the sports to watch as the community and the parents delve back into this program to give this experience to these boys. How important is it to continue that momentum? Because every year these senior class moves on, the parents move with them to keep having parents come in involved as they move up and their kids come into high school.
Yeah, it's always important. We had a really good group that had been here for a good while last year that was on the board, and we've tried to step into their shoes to fill it. And it's all about recruiting, getting other parents involved, whether it's just coming out to support the concession stand or the tailgate crew, things like that.
Thanks for joining us tonight, Mr. Petter.
Yeah,
it's enjoyable. And saw you Monday night at the Booster Club. It's so cool to see that these events, so much planning goes into them, and all the help that the Meet the Eagles is such a big turnout to support these kids and to let them know just how much this community supports them, this fan base supports them. And now Friday night, 7:30 at Copper's Cove, 5 o'clock Giovanni's, that little Italian place right by the stadium. So it'll be a quick trip over to the stadium after a good dinner there in Copper's Cove. So make sure you come join us. And then Monday night back here in the field house for 6 o'clock, the Booster Club meeting every Monday night. Come be a part of that and join in the fun as we support these kids and the coaches that put in so much time and effort. We're going to take a quick time out, come back and wrap it up. You're listening to Decals with Downs on SHN Sports. Back here on Decals with Dads, live on SHN Sports, and one of these beautiful helmets right here, getting ready for Friday night as these parents come out and put the stripes on the helmets. The G logos are there. These helmets ready to go for Friday night as this Eagle team takes on the Copper's Cove at Copper's Cove. Friday night, 7:30. We'll be live here on SHN. Kelly Duvall, Dave England, myself will be live on the call at 6:50 pregame. And I tell you what, so many sponsors to thank, and we'll be ready for them in Game 1. Man, we've got the halftime show by Pro Glass. We got quarter sponsors, the Extra Point by G-Town Lumber and Supply, JMT sponsoring the broadcast booth. It'll be the JCT Memorial broadcast booth this season. Man, just so many people to thank. They're jumping out, and don't forget, Wednesday nights, we can't reiterate it enough. Golden Rule has reached out. They are the host of the Georgetown Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday night, 6 p.m., live on SHN Sports. Coach Griffin will be there. We'll try to get to a couple of players of the week and interview them, and then we have the trivia between the offense and the defense, and we're going to run that all year and present the winners at the end of the year with a special trophy to go in the hallway at the coach's office to get their involvement and enjoy the time as we meet each Wednesday night. Friday night, though, on the road, live here on SHN Sports. Myself, Kelly Duvall, and Dave England will be on live with you at 6:50 p.m. for a 7:30 kick. Don't miss it. If you can be up in Copper's Cove, come join us. If not, live, SHN Sports will bring you the game free of charge on SHN. Go to our YouTube channel. Just type in SHN Sports and then Georgetown Football, and you'll find the link. We'll tweet it out, so pay attention to social media. Coaches in the Booster Club will all tweet it out, and we'll have the link live for you later tonight so you can have it ready for a Friday night for the first ball game. Thanks for joining us live here from the locker room, the Georgetown Eagle Nation Coaches Show, live, Decals with Dads here on SHN. Have a good night. See you Friday night live for Georgetown Football.